key part of Trump's policy platform was around the revival of manufacturing and really a refocus on, if you like, fair trade. But we think he's going to be struggling against a few forces which really are outside his control. The first is really the pressure of technological change. Trump puts unfair trade with other countries as the root cause of decline in US manufacturing, when in fact it's more likely to be simply the advance in automation and efficiency gains. Today it takes about 5 US manufacturing workers to create $1 million worth of output. In 1980 it took 25. It's going to be very difficult for Trump's agenda to push back against that force of technological improvement and efficiency gains. As well, the fastest growing part of cross-border activity, of course, has been around digital and services. Cross-border digital volumes today are around 45 times what they were in 2005. That's adding, on some estimates, 2.8 trillion to global GDP. Trump's talking a lot about manufactured trade, when in fact a lot of the growth is coming through digital and service trade. So I think, we shouldn't fear too much what Trump implies for the global trading environment. Now, those forces and those factors don't mean that Trump won't try, in fact, to roll back, if you like, to a less harmonious global trading environment and one that's a bit more fractious. But I think even there's a couple of reasons to think that he's going to find that pretty tough going. Trump and the US of course control US trade policy, but they don't control global trade policy. Almost every Asian leader which has spoken about trade since Trump was elected, has spoken in support of a free and open trading environment. And in fact, as Trump is inaugurated on the 20th of January, the Chinese president will be at Davos, the first appearance by a Chinese president at Davos. I think the juxtaposition of those events is pretty clear. China's open and encouraging an open trading environment, while the US is becoming more inward. As well, I think the economics of this environment is going to work against Trump. Trump's going to apply a large fiscal stimulus to an economy almost certainly at full employment. The net result of that has to be stronger US imports, as some of that excess demand spills over into the import sector. So even if Trump tries to slow the imports, particularly of manufactured goods from other countries, he's likely to be fighting the tide of excess consumer demand in the US as the economy copes with the fiscal stimulus that he himself is applying. So for us, as we look to the first year of Trump's presidency, most concern is around his international agenda. We're not as worried as the consensus. We don't think he'll be able to upset the global trading environment. It doesn't mean there won't be periods of concern, and it doesn't mean that the rhetoric hasn't become a bit more challenging. But generally, we're looking for global exports to do better this year than they did last year, and Trump won't be able to upset that.